Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on the FM Tactics Show. Yes, it's a new season in Gloucester City. I'm excited. FM 2018 is just around the corner. Even more excited about that. So pre-orders already out, and I want to invite all of you to join me on this show because this show is not going to end. It's gonna keep on going, and even into 2018, we'll be doing the same thing. Maybe in a different guise. I don't know. We'll probably invite you onto the show. Who knows? So, what I want to do here on this show today is look at a tactic that's been submitted by Adam Papani. Yes, he submitted a tactic which is basically his interpretation of Maurizio Sarri's Napoli. Yes, Napoli. The team that has been going great guns. I think they're very exciting to watch. They've played a very attacking brand of football, very popular in Italy, very popular on my Discord channel as well. People have been asking me to replicate Sarri for a really long time. And well, before we begin, I'd just like to remind everybody, if you want your tactics featured on the show, which we will definitely be doing all the way into FM 2018, in a different guise even, maybe, you might be on the show, I don't know. Why don't you send those tactics to me with as much detail as you possibly can, if you can. You can always look me on Twitter at Bustthenet, addicted2fm.com, my website. Drop me a note on my, website. Find me on YouTube. Let me know what you want to do with the tactic. As much information as possible, right? Link it below, and I will cover that tactic. Like and subscribe to the show too. It helps as well. Gets the message out to people. Now on today's show, Adam Pabani's 4-3-3. It's a replication of Napoli, but let's just recap how Napoli like to play the game. Napoli's ball retention at the back involved their two central defenders, the defensive holding player and Reina. They pass the ball around a lot between themselves, looking for opportunities for their fullbacks to go down the flanks. The moment this happens, the side actually changes into something that looks like a 2-1-4-3. At this point in time, Reina plays a part in the way they move the ball around. The defenders play a part in helping with them retaining possession. But once the ball gets into midfield, the whole team takes part, trying to draw the opposition into pressing them. The whole goal, they do this by doing a lot of backwards passing, and they will pass between themselves back to each other, and then they're hoping for the opposition to press, open up half spaces so their inside forwards can attack these half spaces. By moving the ball in such a fashion, they hope to draw opposition players out of position, freeing up space for their own players to exploit. This means that their own players, Napoli's own players, need to have very good off the ball. They need to be technically good on the ball in order for them to take advantage of all this position. Positional flexibility becomes very important with your team. Now, my interpretation is pretty, it's very simple. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things, and I'm not really going to go into too much detail. I mean, the thing is, that's generally the principles, and I like to work on the principles. So, how do we achieve the same thing in the game? Now, I'm not going to replicate it right now. We want to use this tactic, and I'm going to try and help Adam Pabani if I can. And this is the mentality he's chosen. Fluid is a very good choice for shape. I would have gone the same direction as well. Instructions, shorter passing makes sense. Play out of defense makes a lot of sense. Roam from positions definitely makes a lot of sense. Low crosses, that I'm not too sure about. I would go more with whip crosses because of the nature of the speed that they have in the system. However, this is something that I'm not too sure about. Dribble less, definitely. If you don't want to go around putting it on players, play much narrower is a very interesting choice because it does not do anything defensively. It does make you play the ball through the middle. So, you got roundouts. You want to play the ball through the middle. You're not using the width, which makes absolutely no sense to me. If you're playing much narrow, you're basically telling the team to play the ball through the middle. That's basically it. And you're telling them not to go to the flanks as much. So you got inside forwards, you got roundouts here. Now you got wingbacks, ball playing. Now what about the roles? Very, very nice choice of roles. You got a sweeper, keeper, distributing the centre backs. Yes. Take short kicks, slow pace down. I don't know if this is a good idea, but it will help with the possession numbers. Take short kicks, distribute the centre backs. Yes, I recall some Louis Van Gaal doesn't like distributing the fullbacks. He distributes the centre backs. Maurizio Sarri likes to use Reina to pop it to the fullback. So I don't know whether this is ideal. You've already got play out of defense, so why don't you remove this? Then you can let your goalkeeper make the decisions as who he wants to pass it short to. This goalkeeper better, he needs to be good. Vision, passing, everything has to be there. And this is the deep line playmaker in the system. You got two central midfielders on support. One of them gets further forward, more risky passes, move to the channels. And I assume this position is played by Alan in Napoli, and he does a lot of closing down here. And it's important to get there right. These are my opposition instructions. Yours didn't come with any. And then we've got close out much more in front, close out much more in front, close out much more in front. So your tactic did not come with any opposition instructions, but I am going to put opposition instructions on the back line because we want to put pressure on the back line so they don't distribute the ball quickly. This will help us in the second half. Now, the one thing I noticed about the Napoli system is very left-sided because their technical players are all on the left. The skillful players are all left-sided, and this is where most of the build-up occurs so that they can open up the space on the right. Now, this will mean that my better players are going to be playing here, and this position here, this player, he does a lot of ball winning, and this might not be the right role if you wanted to replicate Sarri, that is. I would probably be going for the ball-winning midfielder there. And then we've got wing backs here who are playing pretty simple football. So, okay, here we go. We're going to use this tactic, and we're not going to make too many changes to it. We want to see how it does in the opening game of the season against Arsenal. I'm evil. Yes, I picked the worst possible game. Okay, so what do we do now? We've got a lot of new players and a lot of under 23 players. I've got all these players who are under 23, and we want to give them a chance to play in the future. We're going to put Lopez here. Pipoli is not bad as a Raumdauter. He can come in and score. He's got 14 and 16, so he will. The thing about him is that he comes deep to get the ball, knocks ball up his opponent, and avoids using the weaker foot. That might work against him as a Raumdauter actually. So we're gonna put Betinho here. Now, why am I using Betinho? His foot is the left. I'm hoping he cuts inside and goes to score. Lopez is our inside forward. This actually in the Napoli system, isn't he more like Calayon plays here? Isn't he more like a winger? He's not really a Raumdauter, is he? He's more like a winger. And so we're not gonna try and replicate it 100% because I'm looking at all the roles and I'm going, some of them maybe not. Okay, so Jackman is going to come here because he's pretty good at tackling. So we're going to put him there. We've got Olmedo, Webster at the back. We've got Pascal Costa, Betinho up front, Lopez and Gomez, Germano and Jackman, and Collado, Hadja and Zuniga. All right, we've got the boys set up. Everything is done. Let's kick off. It's the first match of the season. Are we going to sink or are we going to float? Is this going to float me? I don't know. We are very worried about this match because very first game of the season, I'm going in Maurizio Sarri's tactic. Holy cow, what am I doing to myself? Alright, we'll slow the game down. The boys are going too fast for my eyes to be catching them. Collado goes in for the tackle. Jackman comes back on to Webster. Webster plays it out to Lopez. Lopez comes away. Lopez holds the ball up. Now, this isn't Sarri's tactic. They wouldn't have done that. They would have held the ball up, recycled possession, and drawn the other team into attacking them. Right? So, the boys just shot off because that's what they are doing right now on an attack duty. So, we're just playing this tactic out because I'm not going to talk about it being Sarri at the moment. I'm just looking at playing this tactic. It's just a 4-3-3. Now, here I'll be looking at things like, okay, what would Sarri's tactic be doing? They would be, tick-tocking the ball around a lot. They'll be tick-tocking until a chance opens and then bang, they go for the chance. Germano to Lopez. Lopez back to Jackman. Jackman again looking for the more elaborate more risky pass. That I don't need him to do that. So okay, we are gonna change him. You don't need to make the risky passes. All right, Jackman. Please, please, please. You ain't got it in you to do all that kind of stuff. And I'll just tell you to do something simple. I just want you to go around, win the ball as a ball-winning midfielder on support. Just do something simple. Dribble less, shoot less often, a few risky passes. Keep it simple, mate. Don't get ahead of yourself. Okay. So Jackman, we gotta change his role straight away because he's trying too much. We don't want our team to try to do too much theatrics. We want to do the same thing that they do in Napoli. Move the ball sideways until a chance opens, then go vertical and go for a chance. That's what we want to do. The wing backs have to provide width, and that for me was a ball-winning midfielder. I needed him to change that. I needed to change that role because Jackman, he might have decent passing, but dear Lord, they were trying too much on that flank. Alrighty, so we are doing okay, I guess. This is the corner routine out to Hopper and Borthwick Jackson. Dear Lord, he came all the way out there to close somebody down, and there goes Sousa. He's offside. Alright, what are the other shots that you have? You are playing extremely narrow. Okay. Hajek to Germano. You won't defend narrow, that's for sure. So everything is going to go through the middle. To Zuniga. Or most of it is going to go. See Jackman. They go to Germano. Do they want to go to the flanks? No. Lopez. He's going to go backwards now. Or go around. He dribbles to Bettino. Finally, there's somebody out there. Zuniga is out there. He crosses. And it goes away. It's not a chance on goal. Germano with the free kick. Now, if I use this tactic again for the second show, I will not call it Sarri's replication. I don't plan to. I'm going to try and make a tactic that plays like a 4-3-3 with high possession numbers and tries to attack into space and tries to recycle possession of the ball when we don't have the ball. So basically trying to retain the principles of Sarri's system, and then I'll try. I'll try something, but not on today's one. Today's one, we're going to use his tactic, and I'm going to try to fit it to my team as much as possible. Germano out to Hajek to Lopez. You can see that the wing backs, they only give you the width option when you control the match in the final third. Germano back to Bettino. They couldn't do anything inside the box. Offside to Zé Gomez. Here we go with Sousa. Oh, Danaha. Oh, they cleared the ball off the line. We've had a very nice preseason. I think we scored something like 30 or 40 goals in preseason. I don't want to be conceding a goal in my first match. Please. Bettino to Bettino. Bettino to Zé Gomez. Zé Gomez comes away. No, he does not go away. He gives back the ball to Marinov. Marinov now to Danaha. Danaha, Musa. They clear the ball to Bettino. Bettino now to Germano. Germano looks around, finds Lopez. There's a great challenge from Collado to Jackman. Now back to Collado. Collado plays it all the way out to Zuniga. Alrighty, we have a change. We're going to make Jackman and Collado. The ball winner is going to play in his ball winner slot. Zé Gomez to Sousa. Sousa to Danaha. Danaha under some pressure. They do well. The interesting thing about Sarri's system is that they play with a highish line, but it's more like they want to draw teams into attacking them, right? So when that happens, they get the chance to launch their own players into an attacking position. Now let's see what we can do here. Webster back to Butland. Butland to Borthwick. This is what we want to see. The boys passing to themselves, correct. Collado back to Germano. Now to Bettino. We don't wait. Germano back to Zé Gomez now to... Ooh, what a chance. Wasted. So 40 minutes in, Marinov with the goal kick and goes out for a... Yeah, that's too bad for us. It's okay. Borthwick Jackson to Hajek. Hajek, what can you do? Gives it to Lopez. Lopez plays it to Betinho. Betinho comes in. See, Betinho didn't even go wide. He's inside. To Musa. Musa. Okay. Alright, we're going to wait until the first half is over before I make some changes to the tactic. Hajek to Zé Gomez. To Jackman. Jackman to Hajek. Hajek to Germano. To Hajek again. Plays it out to Zé Gomez. To Betinho. Now to Germano. To Zé Gomez. He'll play to Lopez. Lopez is not going to try anything there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to make a few changes if you're gonna get a win. Okay, dribble less is fine. Roam from positions. We're gonna retain possession. Work ball into box. We're definitely not playing. We're gonna use the offside trap as well. Okay, we're gonna have whip crosses. Retain possession. We're not gonna play through balls. Standard, fluid. Now we're gonna go counter, fluid. Okay, that's okay. Now we go to the tactic itself and let's look at what we have here. Fewer risky passes, dribble less is there. Get further forward. We just have to give you an attack duty. And more risky passes, move into channels is removed. Close down much more. Move into channels, close down much more. Dribble more, no. Close down much more. Close down much more. I'm going to remove all the shouts. Alright. Okay. Now you are... two fullbacks. And we're going to... few risky passes. Counter fluid is our preferred option, and we are definitely gonna go fairly wide. Normal offside trap, prevent short goalkeeper distribution. We can use that. Retain possession and work ball into box. Dribble less has been dribble less as a team shout. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna start the second half with some fundamental changes to our team instructions. Okay, Collado now to Betinho. Betinho, you don't have options, pass it back. Or pass it to somebody you can see. Zé Gomez to Germano. Germano now to Hajek. Thank you. Back to Jackman. Now to Collado. Don't see an option, pass it to somebody you can see. Germano, good ball to Zuniga. You don't have an option, give it to sideways. Yes, Germano. This is how I want them to play. When they don't have an option, we keep possession of the ball, and then if we do have an option, I want them to use pass the ball into half spaces. Lopez, they will pass the ball into half spaces because of some of the rules that we have. Okay. One of the rules is this. We can change this one, but it's better not to. We better not changing that rule. Okay. Danaher is away. Looking to Marinov. Gonna stay narrow. Yeah, they'll have to cross the ball, and they won't be able to cross the ball easily. Scrambles it away, Jack Butland. Bellerin to Fecht. Fecht under some pressure. Bellerin under some pressure as well. The ball goes by Sule. Sule to Musa. Musa tries. Gets it to Sosa. Sosa tries. Borthwick Jackson reads that. Musa, Sosa, Webster, Sosa, out to Hopper. They close the ball down. Oh, I knew what to do. I'm going to control fluid. This should keep us from doing all that ridiculous attacking spaces. Yes. Webster to Collado. Jackman commits a foul. Here we go. Borthwick Jackson to Lopez. Lopez to Collado, out to Hajek. Hajek crosses the ball to Lopez. Lopez to Collado. Collado shoots and they score. Yes, our Elan has scored from range. As we have opened them up. Actually, it's not too bad. We built play down the left, which is what I want the goal to be with Sarri's system. I think there's a lot of technical players on the left side of that team. Lopez with the ball, gets it to Zé Gomez. Zé Gomez, Germano comes through. There's our Hamsik on to Alan, and it's a second goal. Collado making it 2. That's 2 goals of Collado. What a start to the season for Collado. Great run from midfield. As Gloucester City come back and score 2 goals against Arsenal. Webster to Zuniga. Back to Webster. Now to Collado. Collado to Zuniga. To Germano. Back to Zuniga. Yes, it's enough. As Gloucester City have beaten Arsenal 2-0. Quite a start to the season. Okay, so what did I do differently? Well, the first half was very much we kept to the original tactic, which is this. We're not getting very far because there was no punch coming from here. Germano, this role says get further forward, more risky passes, move into channel. So what we just did was we turned him into an attack duty. We turned this guy into a ball-winning midfielder on support. And essentially, after that, no other changes except for we started playing on control, and then we went balanced to fairly wide, and I removed these shouts. I just went ball into box, retained possession. I could have used prevent shot goalkeeper distribution, but we didn't. And we removed the instructions to the keeper and just told him to get it to fullbacks and play fewer risky passes. And in midfield, we also removed this shout, and we removed this shout. I'm not sure if we had more risky passes, but I think we had dribble less, shoot less often, more risky passes for him. Then on the right side, we removed the close down much more. And we removed all these 3 shouts. So we kept it really simple, and that's what we did with the tactic. We're going to use the same thing again the next show, and we're going to just make a few more. We're not going to make that many changes to it. My goal is very much to retain possession and to hit our sides really quickly. We tried to go down to counter into the lower mentalities. As you could see, the team took too long to build up play, and we needed the transitions to be faster in attack, yet retain possession for long periods of time when we don't have the ball. And we managed to do that on a higher mentality, playing fluid, but with the retained possession shot, because the retained possession shot does not have so many through passes on. So a lot of the time the balls will be passed sideways, and the players who are not going to do that are those whose roles have them playing more risky passes. If you look at the statistics for this game, that's a very high possession account, 68%, 850% passes, and but not as high as 1,200. So this is still okay. It's not a crazy number. In terms of the key pass combinations, what I was going for was a heavier left side to replicate Sarri to some extent. Sarri's Napoli have got technical players on the left, and we have our technical players on the left too, so kind of cool. So we got Cesar Lopez with 74 pass combinations. We got Julian Germano with 154. We got this guy who's important in our system. He's dropping in, feeding off the rest 34. And then we've got our playmaker here, who is the deep lying player in the Napoli system, 108. And we have this is our Alan with 127. So not too bad. In terms of the heat map, I'm pretty happy with our heat map as well. Possession wise, we kept the ball really away from Arsenal for most of the time. They never really controlled the ball, and when we don't have the ball, they kept passing it to themselves. And as you can see, the midfield domination was just one-sided. We kept the ball to ourselves half the time, and Arsenal never saw the ball. But I think in large part that had to do as well with Arsenal's formation. As you can see, Arsenal played a 4-1-3-2 wide. Really, if I push this guy up, he's going to control. If I had this guy as an inverted wing back, I think Arsenal's possession numbers would have been even lower. We would have completely dominated possession. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the FM Tactics Show. It's a new season. It's a new tactic. I want to thank Adam Babani for sending in the tactic. And I want to invite everybody else who wants to send in their tactics to please do so. You can send in your tactics to SendSpace, Dropbox, Mediafire. Any uploading site will do, and then just drop me a link in the comments below you can either do that, or you can find me on Twitter at Bustthenet or addictedtofm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for the continued support of this show, including my Patreons. You make this show and every other thing that I do possible. You guys have a good one. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.